In 52 BC, a Roman army was trapped. An enemy army was inside a fortress. Another massive army was marching toward them. The Romans were caught between two enemies. Most commanders would have retreated, but the Roman army did something extraordinary. They built two massive walls, one facing the fortress, another facing the approaching army. Then they fought in two directions at once. And they won. How was that even possible? To understand that, we need to understand the Roman army. The power of Rome began with organization. Unlike many ancient armies, Roman soldiers did not fight as loose bands of warriors. They fought as a system. A Roman legion usually contained around 5,000 soldiers. But the legion was not just one large group. It was divided into smaller units. First came the cohorts. Each legion contained 10 cohorts. Each cohort was divided again into centuries, and each century was commanded by a centurion. Centurions were not distant officers. They fought in the front lines. They led by example. This structure allowed Roman armies to move, fight, and react with incredible coordination. But organization alone does not win wars. The true strength of the Roman army was discipline.
Roman soldiers trained constantly. Marching, building, fighting, every day.
New recruits trained with wooden weapons that were twice as heavy as real ones. Why? Because when battle came, their real weapons felt lighter and faster. Roman soldiers could march over 30 kilometers in a single day. But the most remarkable habit of the Roman army came every evening. No matter where they were, no matter how tired they were, Roman soldiers built a fortified camp every night. Ditches were dug, walls were raised, watchtowers were built. Within hours, an entire fortress appeared in the wilderness. This meant Roman armies were rarely caught unprepared. But discipline alone was not enough. Roman soldiers also fought with carefully designed tactics. Roman battles were not chaotic clashes. They were controlled engagements. Roman soldiers fought in tight formations. Each soldier carried a large shield called the scutum. When soldiers stood together, these shields formed a moving wall. Behind this wall, the legion advanced slowly toward its enemy. But the Romans had another advantage. Before closing in, Roman soldiers threw heavy javelins. These weapons were called pila. The pilum was designed to bend when it struck a shield. This made enemy shields heavy and useless. Many warriors were forced to drop them. And that was the moment the Roman soldiers attacked. But their most famous weapon was still to come. The main weapon of the Roman legionary was the gladius, a short sword, perfect for close combat. Roman soldiers did not swing wildly. They stabbed. Short, fast, precise thrusts. This technique allowed Roman soldiers to fight effectively in tight formations. An enemy might swing a long sword in a wide arc, but the Roman soldier only needed one step forward, one quick strike, and the fight could be over. Yet weapons alone did not make Rome unstoppable. The Roman army possessed another advantage: engineering. Wherever the Roman army went, engineers followed. Roman soldiers were not only fighters, they were builders. They built roads across mountains. They built bridges over rivers. They constructed massive siege machines to attack cities. Roman catapults could launch heavy stones over great distances. Siege towers rose higher than city walls, and battering rams could break through massive gates. This engineering skill allowed Roman armies to capture cities that once seemed impossible to conquer. And nowhere was Roman engineering more impressive than during the siege we mentioned earlier. In 52 BC, Julius Caesar trapped a large Gallic army inside the fortress of Alesia. But then a second Gallic army arrived. Suddenly, the Romans were trapped. An enemy inside the fortress, another enemy outside. Most commanders would have retreated, but the Romans did something extraordinary. They built two enormous walls. One wall surrounded the fortress. Another wall faced the approaching army. The Roman soldiers were now defending themselves in two directions at the same time. For days, they fought both enemies, and in the end, the Romans won. This battle demonstrated something remarkable. The Roman army could adapt. Whenever Rome encountered a new enemy, it studied them. When Roman armies fought Spanish warriors, they adopted the gladius sword. When they fought Greek armies, they improved their siege techniques. When they fought Carthage, they built a powerful navy from almost nothing. The Romans were not afraid to learn from their enemies. They observed, they adapted, they improved. Every war made the Roman army stronger. Over time, this created a military system that few enemies could defeat. Discipline, organization, training, engineering, and adaptation. Together, these elements turned the Roman army into one of the most powerful military forces in human history. And for centuries, the Roman legions shaped the fate of the ancient world.